Hi everyone, this is Amayatala and I help people flourish in life. And today we're going to talk about the end of imposter syndrome. And this is such a big hurdle for a lot of us who are put here in this world to build a different kind of experience. And we have ideas and innate desires and yearning that is sometimes very incompatible to where society is right now. And many of us feel, and many of us come from a background that's not very, let's say, legitimate, not very approved or validated by the current standards of society. Maybe we didn't have the education, we didn't come from a certain background that is really appreciated in the mainstream. We don't have the right knowledge. We don't have the, the things that are usually expected from people who are successful. So it is extra challenging because we often doubt and ask and question ourselves, are we even the right person to be talking about certain issues in this world? We have certain ideas, especially coming from certain experiences that the mainstream don't necessarily understand or don't necessarily want to understand, don't necessarily want to portray. But a lot of people relate to our story, and those people are usually also the people who are not acknowledged, usually on the sidelines as well, usually invisible as well. And so, because our stories are not usually given platform in the mainstream environment, we have this feeling of being imposters, being um, fake or false, when we all know that a lot of fake people are in the mainstream. And we know that deep inside of us. We know that in our gut. We know that using our common sense. We know that if we're just really gonna connect with the truth of everything. And recently, I myself have been having a lot of realizations about this because I'm just like you. I usually channel messages that speaks to all of you because they speak to me and my experience, because my experience are usually connected to the experience of other people who are watching my video, and all I'm doing in my channel is just sharing what I'm going through so that if it's helping me, it's also going to help most probably other people. And one of the things that I realized is, you know, maybe a lot of you are going to relate to this in school if you've been in school or just in a collective community. Usually, sometimes there's, let's say in mainstream media, there are usually bullies and popular kids who are usually on the stage and usually gets all the attention. Sometimes not all of them are nice. Some of them are nice and legitimately should be in that position, but some of them are there because they're bullies, because they are very full of themselves that when they see some other people who are, let's say, more sensitive, more, let's say, I guess, weak, more like out of the box or different, they tend to target them because they're different. And in a way, it doesn't apply to everything, but sometimes they target people like that because they know that those people bring different qualities, different skills, different assets to the table. They know that they are actually intimidating in a certain level, and sometimes they know that they may not know it. That's why they go ahead to make sure that they don't know it by bullying them, you know. And so people, and then obviously that's my story. And because people like us, if you can resonate to my video, at a certain point, we don't really know our power, we don't see our power. And so when bullies gaslight us, bullies make us think that we're not all that, we sometimes believe them. And we carry this through our story, through our whole life, and we feel like we're not really good enough. We're not as, we're not as legitimate as the other kids, other people who are more on the pedestal, the celebrities and things like that. But now I'm realizing that, when you do your healing work within yourself, when you give yourself this space, and when you spend the time to listen to yourself and acknowledge yourself, obviously a lot of things start from you. You start, like me, I started to acknowledge my truth, and that little truth become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point that when you finally start to accept your values, your principles, your truth, what you know really is just the freaking truth, you know? When you become so grounded and connected to the truth, the universal truth, your truth, you see the bully for what they are. And a lot of people and systems in this society are bullies. They make you think that you're not all that. They make you think that um, you don't know shit. They make you think that what you know, your life experiences, your wisdom, your values, your ideas are not, doesn't amount to anything, because they don't want you to know your power. But when you look at the matrix or the mainstream, I mean, not all of the mainstream and matrix are bad, okay, don't get me wrong, but just certain parts of it. When you see those parts for what they are, which are just a bunch of bullies who make you feel like you're not, who discredit your innate sovereignty, your innate um, preciousness. Not to the point that you have to be arrogant, or you have to think that you're all that. Not to that point. That's different. But just you're respecting your innate um, divinity. Just there, just respecting that. The fact that they don't respect that, when you see that for what it is, your imposter syndrome is gonna end like that. Obviously, with healing, with processing, with reflection, anything that you have to do to really align everything together, obviously. But once you get to that realization that everything that those energies twisted to make you think that you're the imposter, once you see through that, it is the end of imposter syndrome. Because now you understand that you are a human being, you are a being, you are a creature of miracle, of beauty. Just as a plant grows containing already everything that it needs to know, everything that makes it special, everything that makes it divine and precious. You, my friend, is the same exact thing, no exception. You are already divinely magnificent. And once you see that in a humble way, with humility, just like nature, obviously we need to be humble. We do have limitations. We do not know everything. But at the same time, you do carry the divine blueprint. You do carry the divine magic. Once you see that and acknowledge that and feel that and embody that as naturally as it should be, as it's designed to be, you will see any other energies as the imposters, the fake. And believe it, believe it, because Plastic is plastic, and just accept that they are. So, yeah, that is our tea time wisdom for today. And this is the Calm Waters tea, which I drank before I started this speech. Because, like I said in my other video, I do want to connect with nature, because, our inner nature is our path to liberation. If, maybe one of the path, if not the path. So I always want to give the herbs also the viewing time to teach us how our innate nature is very powerful. And I drink this, and the teas are one of my teachers, so I want also to, them to be part of my video. I forgot to do it at the start, so I'm doing it now. So this is going to be our tea time session, and yeah, that's something to think about if you're struggling with that. And it's time for you to show yourself. It's time for us to rise and be who we are. And the energies are supporting us. It may not be easy, but keep going. And let's inspire each other. If you have any inspiring messages, please put them in the comment section. And I hope that this video inspired you in some way. And till my other next videos for our liberation, I hope that you have an amazing present moment. Enjoy your life and enjoy who you are. I love you all.